Hello and welcome to Budget Fishing. Right, first of all, it's been a while. I'll give you an update in a minute on things that have happened and why it's been a while since the last video. I'm here today at Bugley Pools fishery. I'm just waiting for the Dorset carper, aka Lee, to turn up with his mate Sherry. So yeah, going to be a session review today. Never fished here, going to be using a new bait, but first of all I've been having a little play with something, so roll the intro. So, like I say, just having a little play with something there. Hopefully it brings something to the table. But so last video went up in October. I mentioned that I left my job back in October and was in a window of not working. That window I was hoping to get out a lot more. I joined a local angling club and everything like that, and I completely forgot how much time it takes to do job applications, tweak your CV, interviews, especially for the roles I was doing, which were remote roles. So yeah, a lot of things have got in the way, which have prevented me from putting videos up. But new job started in January. It's all going well. Monday to Friday, I get bank holidays off as well, so that's all a big bonus, which means I can hopefully get out on weekends like this. It is the Saturday before Easter Sunday. So yesterday was Good Friday, today's Saturday, tomorrow's Easter Sunday. So yeah, whenever this gets uploaded, I'm sure for anyone for those who are UK based, you'll be well aware that the weather so far this year has been a bit naff. I've only done one session, so this is only the second session this year, and like I say, it's on a venue I've not fished before, and I am going to be using a new bait as well. So yeah, let's see what today brings, and fingers crossed there'll be a few fish. I think I've got it a little bit early, so I've got about half hour wait until Lee gets here, but yeah, fingers crossed. A few fish come out today. We've got the whole lake to ourselves. I think we're on the middle one. There's 3 swims, so we've booked up the whole lake. It's only a day session. I'm not 100% certain what the fish are, but I'll update that in a minute when I've been onto the catch app, and I'll put up the location of where it is as well. Okay, so here at Bugley Pools, all set up, rods are out, have been now for about an hour and a half, no joys as yet. What I'll do in a second, I'll spin the camera around and show you exactly where I am, and you can see, and I'll run through the points where I'm fishing and everything and go from there. So, I am in swim 1 of the middle lake. So if we look to the left up there, there's another lake up there which has got a number of people on it. Middle lake down here, and then there's another lake. I don't know if you can see the small child over there but they're looking into the third lake down the bottom there. Island in front of us, lovely sort of enclosed swim. They supply the cradle and sling for you, as well as the net, so you don't need to bring any of the wet gear, should we say, with you to this venue, which is always quite nice. One thing I have seen, which I shall show you if they're still here. Look at that, newts, loads and loads of newts. So yeah, never seen one in the wild like that before. There must be, there's about 8 or 10 of the things underneath the cradle there, so I'm gonna have to go careful if a fish turns up. Down there you've got Lee's in the middle, the Dorset carper. Lee is in that middle peg there, and then down at the very end we've got Sherry. We're all at the same point at the moment where nobody's caught anything. Depth on the lake go down to, it's either 12 or 15 foot, definitely down to more towards Sherry's end. I've got the overflow from the Kingfisher Lake at the top there. Talking to the owner, I've got one just down over here where these rushes are. Apparently where that left-hand tree is, there is a gap that goes underneath the bank, and apparently there's quite a few fish there if you go about a foot off. No fish as yet. And then there's that little willow there. So my other rod is just off about 2-3 foot off the bank there, which I got told is where it starts to slope down. So I've got the other one there. Lee's gone straight onto the far bank, off the advice of the owner, straight onto the far bank and about 2 foot off, just before it drops down. So he's on the shelf there. I think he's got both on that side of the bank, and Sherry's got one doing exactly the same, and one against, I think he's down in open water at the very, very far end. So, but lovely little venue. You can all walk to the middle peg and you're within perfect distance of your rods at all time. You can see there's a bench there. I think there's power up in that little black box at the top there. There's a fire pit. It's a very, very nice layout, nice and intimate. £15 per person for the day, so 45 quid, and we've got the whole lake for the day. Fish in here, according to the catch app, go up to 27.5. 60 fish in total, plus 60 carp in total, plus a load of tench, roach and rudd. I didn't bring the float rod, which is a bit annoying, or any bait to do that with, but yeah, I am using, I'll run through the bait and everything that I'm using in a second. But yeah, it's a lovely little venue, and the fish all look really nice. It's just now a case of catching them. So here's the bait I'm using. I'm using Sticky the Krill Active. I'm using that on one of them because Lee actually sent me a video of the bait in his sink actually at home, and the cloud it creates is fantastic. So he's not had a blank since he started using it, so I thought, happy days, I will go on to the same, so cue the blank. And on the other one I'm using a combi rig, Pacific Tuna airball pop-ups on the combi rig. That's on the one just down over there to the right hand side. The active is over there. There's a bed of active around both of them, so fingers crossed on that one. But yeah, like I say, combi rig down there. You've got to use tubing here, you can't use any other leader, it has to be tubing. So I've had to take leaders off and switch them all up for some tube. But yeah, the one on the left hand side is just a bog standard, straight on the bottom hair rig. But yeah, I don't know if we can, if we give Lee a little wave. No, they're not going to wave back at the moment, but we'll catch up with them in a minute. But yeah, like I say, really nice little venue, perfect for a little bit of a social. Let's just hope there's some fish to go with it. So it's about 11:45, just done a bit of a reset. See Lee looking over, see if we can get him to wave. He's still not going to wave. There we go, he's given us a wave. Right, rigs have been moved, so I've got one now about here with a bit of a better bait down there, and I've got one just over here with a bit of a better bait down there. Just having a chat with them, and the thoughts kind of came into play of we've got 5 or 6 rods in the margins and nobody's had a knock or a sniff or anything. So down there should be slightly deeper water. It should go from about 2 foot to about 4 foot, and just over towards the island there it should be about the same, sort of 4 to 6 foot. So yeah, that's the idea, into a bit of deeper water, see if we can nick a bite from somewhere, because the margins aren't working. I know Lee's just about to do some solid bag stuff, or some a bag of mesh, and then he's going to go into open water with both of his. But yeah, we will see. But yeah, so far so quiet. There's not even really been any shows or anything, so who knows. We've got another sort of 4.5 hours or so, 5 hours, depending on how we feel and how it's going. So we'll see and go from there. Right, just over with Lee. He's about to move his around. He's just using a washing line rig over the far side there, which hasn't produced any joy. And now he's going to mix things up. What are you using, Lee?
So I've just got a Gemini tidy boom, size 6 white gape, little pineapple pop-up, and a little bag of pre-tied pellet.
So as you can see with here, it's tubing, so Lee's got the tubing running all the way up 40 centimetres of tubing onto the lead clip. Yeah. Nice and simple, nothing overly complicated.
So yeah, I'm just going to, not so much pub chuck it, but just chuck it mid-water, I think, because we've all been fishing up the shelf, bottom of the shelf, nothing, so there you go.
So fingers crossed one of us has got to have something. So there we go. So it's probably into about 4 foot of water over there, I reckon. Like I say, down here in between Lee and Sherry is where it drops right off to about sort of 12 to 15 foot. But yeah, as you can see, everyone's mixing it up a little bit. Sherry's just about to, I think he's actually already gone out with one of them. I've seen he had a stringer and he's put a bit of bait out. So yeah, 3 hours in, not a single bleep. Let's see what the next few bring. So we are now at 2 o'clock. Still nothing. We have seen one fish jump out the water, and that's about it. It's been very, very quiet on all fronts. Annoyingly, it jumped out the water down the far end of the lake from where I am, in between Lee and Sherry's, where they've both got their rods out. Don't know what to say other than very quiet. Something's got to happen, but then I spoke to them and Lee was saying last time they were here, one person caught something that was about £2 and him and somebody else blanked, and if we blank this time that'll be effectively five people blanking out of 6 people who have fished in 2 sessions. So I suppose there's still chance, but I don't know, it doesn't feel very positive, which is unusual. I'm normally a lot more optimistic than this, but this feels a bit quiet. But we will see. We've got a couple of hours left, and like I say, I've mixed up tactics again, so I'm now on washed out pink wafter, or wafter as Lee was calling it. I've still got the active on the other rods. Lee's gone on to some fake corn. He's tried the bag that you've seen on the previous clip. Sherry's trying a number of different tactics. We're just trying to do anything at the moment to try and nick a bite. But yeah, we can't even fish towards the show at the moment because there's been one and it was smack bang between where the 2 of them are fishing anyway. So, but like I say, a couple of hours left. Fingers crossed. If not, then I'm off to the pub. So we're about 20 minutes from the end and still nothing, not even a fish shown. Across the 3 of us, I think we've all tried something of everything, different baits, different tactics, different areas. Yeah, don't know what else to say really. Lee has turned around and told me he's not going to watch it if it's a blank, so what I'm going to do is, Lee, if you've got to this point, stick a comment down below and then I can turn around and say, knew you would. But yeah, got about 20 minutes left and it's not been great. Yeah, it's sad really, considering it's the 2nd session of the year and I was hoping to get a couple of fish out, but it is what it is. There'll be plenty more times this year, but yeah, if you've got any questions with regards to things, then pop them in the comments below. Anything you'd like to see on the next videos, once again, do the same. Please don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, thank you for watching. Take care until the next time.